This is Valley News Live at noon.
New for you at noon. Law enforcement in Bemidji are investigating after someone called 911 this morning and threatened to blow up Bemidji area schools. The call came into the Minnesota State Patrol just after 7 this morning. The caller claimed to have bombs already set up in every Bemidji area public school available and then hung up. Bemidji police and Beltrami County deputies checked all Bemidji schools and did not discover anything of concern. The 911 call has been traced to an area of Ramsey County, Minnesota, and detectives are working to identify the caller. A Backus, Minnesota man is behind bars for allegedly using and selling methamphetamine. Cass County, Minnesota Sheriff Tom Birch says investigators and deputies conducted a search warrant at a home in Backus yesterday. Now, 56-year-old William Shields was arrested. Officers found approximately 62 grams of suspected meth, drug paraphernalia, and cash. The investigation is ongoing and formal charges against Shields are pending. Just into our newsroom, the CDC is relaxing guidelines on wearing masks outdoors as more Americans get vaccinated. As Tom Costello reports, it could be a big step on the road back to normal.
Yeah, good day. You know, the great mask debate has been raging across the country for months. Some states require them outdoors, others don't. And now President Biden and the CDC offering new mask guidance and making a distinction between those who have been vaccinated and those who haven't. And the numbers on vaccinations are really pretty impressive right now. 95 million Americans have now been fully vaccinated. 140 million Americans have at least one dose. So the numbers continue to increase. Now the CDC is suggesting, listen, the data simply doesn't suggest that you're at a great risk of contracting COVID outdoors. In fact, fewer than 10% of transmissions are related to outdoor activities. But you are 19 times more likely to contract COVID from indoor transmission. All of this, of course, as we said, more people are already vaccinated. We're going into warmer weather. More people are outdoors. And so the guidance changing from both the CDC and the White House. And by the way, some states are already dropping their mask mandates. Kentucky making their mask mandate no longer in effective today here on Tuesday. So the guidance will continue to develop throughout the day. I'm Tom Costello in Washington, NBC News. Back to you.
Coming up in just a couple of minutes, what local parents have to say about their kids wearing masks in school. Well, today definitely felt a lot warmer than yesterday, but how long will this warming trend last? Well, let's check in with Summer Snowbach. Happy Tuesday, Summer.
Happy Tuesday, Brian. And yes, we had a warm front lift out of the south starting yesterday, but that's what also brought us the showers and thunder showers. And a few of those continue today, even though that warm front has lifted out of our region. We are seeing some rain showers moving through central Richland County and portions of southeastern Sargent County. Meanwhile, the majority of the rain and even a few rumbles of thunder are down in South Dakota. And we also have a little bit of clearing up in the extreme northern Red River Valley. Temperatures are warmer today. 58 degrees already at this hour in Grand Forks, 53 right here in Fargo and in Thief River Falls, 46 in Bemidji and Fergus Falls, Devil's Lake sitting at 57 degrees. And definitely showing the warm up here, 20 degrees warmer in Minot at this hour than it was at this time yesterday, 12 degrees warmer in Grand Forks and 16 degrees warmer in Devil's Lake. Throughout the rest of the afternoon, I think here in Fargo we'll warm a couple more degrees, potentially nearing that 60-degree mark with a relatively light breeze out of the northeast at 10 miles per hour before that sunset at 8:33. And Brian, this is just the start of the warm-up. I do have a beautiful warming trend. Stick around. You're going to want to see the weekend forecast in just a few minutes.
I'm already excited for the weekend, and it's only Tuesday.
Exactly.
Thanks, Summer. Well, new information on a story we told you about yesterday at noon. The driver in a deadly motorcycle crash is now charged with criminal vehicular homicide. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says 42-year-old Harry Hughes Jr. was driving in Minot Sunday night when both he and his passenger hit their heads on a railroad crossing arm that was down. The passenger died and Hughes was treated and taken to jail. A court affidavit alleges Hughes smelled of alcohol, had bloodshot watery eyes, slurred speech, and admitted to drinking earlier in the day. COVID-19 rarely kills young children, but a community in Minnesota is mourning the loss of a first grader. A letter to parents and marshals said the child died from complications of the coronavirus and had no underlying health conditions. With the more contagious B117 variant spreading throughout the state, Health officials say they must stay vigilant.
One, I think, is COVID fatigue. That's always a big issue right now with people letting down their guard. Two is that there is a new variant going around.
Most children who get COVID will be asymptomatic or have mild to moderate illness. The Marshall School District says 22 students and staff are in quarantine at the elementary school. Parents in the Fargo Public School District are planning to gather tonight and petition to address the school board about students wearing masks at school. One parent says they are not okay with kids being masked for 7 hours a day. They are gathering at the district office at 5:15 and the meeting starts at 5:30. This was the scene outside of the West Fargo School Board meeting last night as parents took a stand on the face mask issue. About a half dozen parents showed up, saying they should have the choice to decide if their children wear masks in school or not. The founder of Let Parents Decide That says this group has been trying for months to get invited to speak at a school board meeting. Well, classes for new kindergartners may not start for another few months, but Moorhead Public Schools has a new program to start getting kids ready. Now, they recently launched a new video series to help kids transition from preschool to kindergarten. Topics include riding the bus, lunchtime, health, and advice from teachers. A few other ideas from school officials: get children into a consistent bedtime and morning routine, cut out screen time an hour before bed, and make sure their backpack is an easy, familiar spot. We have a link to the video series on our website, valleynewslive.com. The show will go on for the Medora musical this summer after wildfires got dangerously close to the stage this spring. The fire came within 4 feet of a props building, but did not damage the Burning Hills Amphitheater. Now, there may be some changes this year regarding things like fireworks. Tickets for the Medora musical go on sale today. More than 2,600 boxes of fresh produce are being distributed to people in the valley today and tomorrow as part of the YMCA's Farmers to Families event. The program was developed in response to the pandemic. Family-sized boxes will be available to the public at no cost and include fresh produce, dairy, and meat products. There is no eligibility requirements. If you'd like a food box, go to the north parking lot at West Acres Mall today between 4 and 6, or the Moorhead Center Mall parking lot at the same time tomorrow. And we want to thank you for your generous donations for the Golden Drive last week to help children all across our community. These are just some of the nearly 250 bags we filled over the weekend that are going to those in need. The drive was so successful, we are accepting donations this week too. You can drop the non-perishable food items at the West Fargo Fire Department. Well, coming up at noon, the 2020 census data is in. We'll tell you what the updated numbers mean for North Dakota and Minnesota. And it's starting to get warmer outdoors. Weather up next to plan your day with Summer Snowwalk.